Hey, good morning everybody. John Bergsma here, running out of St. Ignace, Michigan today. Richard has been all year long our driver, so today Richard's going to be the guy reeling in the fish. Steve and I are going to captain for the day. Stevie's going to steer, I'm going to net. We're going to talk to you about how to have a great early season experience here out of the port of St. Ignace in the Straits area. Finally got to the wire. Yeah, I think Richard's got one on top. You can see him back there. Good solid fish. Nice fish to start the day. As you can see, we're just running a shoreline here, and we'll talk to you about it all day long. We're just on the east side of Boblo Island, just a little bit south of the islands, and there's fish number one. So this is a Dreamweaver Super Slim Orange Leopard. We'll show you this off. Nice fish. That Super Slim is a great Super Slim for northern Lake Huron. Catches a lot of walleye too, doesn't it, Steve?
Very first walleye this year come on that.
So first fish of the day on our Bigfoot, and it looks like it is a solid one. And this is one of Steve's favorite one. This is an awesome fish right there, Richard.
It's a 12-inch Dreamweaver Spin Doctor. And then we got a Fly Spin and Glow combo. But that 12-inch Bigfoot just really whips around in a big circle, creating a lot of flash and a lot of commotion. And sometimes these lake trout just can't resist.
And there they go.
There he goes.
Good as new. Right now we're just out here having fun. We saw the weather. I called Steve on the phone and I said, hey, the weather is perfect for a St. Ignace show. Let's go. Mid-May, right here along, just anywhere along Boblo Island, all the way up. You can fish in front of the post office. You can the Coast Guard station. You can fish in front of the tanks. You can fish the east side of Boblo, round, all over up here in the St. Ignace area. There's great structure, and where you find great structure, you find gobies, and as I showed you, that's what they're eating. You find gobies, you find Lakers. And we're hoping also to get you a little silver action a little bit later in the day, maybe in Atlantic. Tell you what, for those of you watching, whether you're when you stay on St. Ignace, there's lots of competent charters right there in the harbor at St. Ignace. And it's just, you see, this is Mackinac City, Mackinac Island. I mean, right there over the lighthouse, that's the shoreline at St. Ignace. So that shows you how close we are to just a short run for those charters to be able to take you to some of the best fishing, most scenic fishing. And again, early season. Don't wait till June, July, and August, and there's 5 billion people here. Come in May, come in September. That's the best time. See, when you come in late August and September, this right here along this Boblo Island thoroughfare, that right there is the Eastern UP, and the Detour Passage is up that way about 15 miles. That's the thoroughfare that they take all the Atlantic salmon, and the pink salmon for their migration route. So you can just fish this east side of Boblo Island. Have a great, great time catching lots of fish. Oh yeah, I love how clean, maybe Brett can show you how clean the water is up here. These fish are so feisty and swimming and just battling right to the end. Don't believe what people tell you when they say these lake trout don't fight. These lake trout fight really well. He just spit up a really nice goby. That's a Goldilocks. Look at the quality of fish you catch here at this area. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just all day long. Richard, you've been fishing up here for how many years? Your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah, his whole life. Now, Steve and Richard are down in the Alpine area now, which is a phenomenal place also. But I'll tell you what, when you can go out on northern Lake Huron and fish, Steve, this is the return right here.
Usually it's non-stop action all summer from April till October.
Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Angler Quest, built with purpose. Traxstech, the ultimate fishing system. Strike King, tie one on. Garmin.
We all want to keep moving, and we all need fuel to do it. Now, with the revolutionary Flo-Fast system, you can fuel up and keep moving from literally anywhere. Flo-Fast will pump or siphon an amazing 8 gallons per minute, so you can get back to what you do best. To find out more about Flo-Fast, go to flofast.com. Flo-Fast. Fuel up. Keep moving.
Oh my goodness.
That's a full net there, John.
Richard's beating him up. Guys, now let me show you this Goldilocks. That's a Goldilocks pig. Let me grab that fish. Hook's just a fly up. Look at that. Richard is catching them.
Barely hooked.
Guys, you got to come to St. Ignace every year. I say this. This is the month of May, all May long. Lots of charter captains available. Even Captain Steve Hubert from Chum Bucket. If he's got an open day, he can meet you guys up here. What I'd suggest is you do a double trip. So you book them for the whole day, a morning and an afternoon trip. And then you pull off the water, tie up to the dock, go experience lunch in one of the great, I love to eat at the Driftwood motel and restaurant right there, but there are so many great places in St. Ignace to eat. Get a good lunch, relax a little, jump back in the boat, do an afternoon trip, and you can double up here on St. Ignace and probably just have the time of your life on one of the most beautiful pieces of water to fish anywhere in America, the St. Ignace area of the Straits of Mackinac. So guys, we're here in the back of the Polar Kraft 200 Kodiak, and we've got Richard. Richard jumped on the wheel again because the guy loves to steer. We got Steve in the corner, I'm in the corner. He has to reel in the fish, but we've equipped this multi-species walleye and salmon boat with a rail-mounted Traxstech system. Now we've got a triple tree here. That works good. We like running 3 board rods. You can see our offshore boards tracking right there. We've got 2 GT100s. These are fully adjustable, a high diver rod, low diver rod. Then we've got a double rod holder for our electric downrigger system. The reason you want a double rod holder, obviously, is because when you run sliders, you've got a spot to put that extra rod. So effectively, we've got 7 rods aside, 2 sides. So this 20-foot boat gives you great cockpit space, a nice spacious live well for all your big fish, and most importantly, if you went with a quad holder, you could run a 14-rod spread, no problem, on a 20-foot boat and do it with efficiency. The Traxstech rail-mounted rod holder system gives you versatility and a lifetime of quality. Check them out at your Traxstech dealer or online. Oh, that's awesome, Rich. And I'm telling you what, if you want to use something that works great as a set attractor, and that's all this is we run it in on one of the downriggers, down about 20 foot off the bottom. Rich will show you what it catches. Oh, awesome, awesome fish. Beautiful fish. Just pushes this right in, just one, just as an attractor. And boy, I tell you, right below the boat, what happens is it brings these fish, even if they don't bite it, it brings them through our lines to come look at it. You get this super clear water here in the Straits area, and they can see that from ways away, and they'll come over because they're curious and look at it. Ends up, even if they turn away from it, now they're going to have to look at all of our board lines as they swim away. So it's a great lure to use.
Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Kraft, the toughest built aluminum boats, bar none. Dreamweaver, home of the revolutionary Spin Doctor. Lose, feel the difference. WavePro, best ride on the water.
WavePro high-performance boat pedestals eliminate bottoming out and back-jarring impacts. Now available the 2.0 version and slider seat hubs. The best in air shock technology provides a controlled return to keep you on your seat. Fast and easy to install with permanent mounts or movable hubs for quick and easy seat placement in 10 to 16-inch models. WavePro, high-performance boat pedestals, best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.
So we've tried to tell you everything. This is a 200 lead. We've been catching them on 125s and 200 leads, and 3 set on the wire divers at about 80 to 100 has been the best today. And of course, we've caught some on the Bigfoot downrigger ball down about mid-depth, so 50 feet down. That's pulling them right off the bottom. So we got super slims on everything today. Yeah, actually we got a couple full-size. Got a full-size Dreamweaver mixed veggies on silver that we started with, but now that it's clouding up here, I don't know, we might go to gold on that, but we'll see. Another one. Another one on that Goldilocks. Well, we're trying to get him out of the net, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not cooperating. You can just see this discoloration. See, this is 100 foot, the break line between 90 and 100. This is the 40-foot break line. So what we have here is a feeding shelf in that gray that's between 40 and 100. And you can see my plot trails. We're literally just crisscrossing all over top. You see right here the bait clusters and bait pods. That's really what we're looking for. That's 20, that's 40, that bait is right there in that 30 to 35 foot range. So that's going to be perfect for a 125 out to 200 copper. I mean, a 150 would work, you know, guys would run 100 or 125, 150, 200, all of those sets of work. That was a 200 right there. But what you want to do is find a critical zone, and once you find that you get a few bites, which we had a few bites in that 60 foot of water, then they seem to die on us a little bit. And so rather than leave, completely abandon the area, we just slid out a little deeper. Instead of fishing 60, now we're fishing 75 to 90. So we're fishing more on this side of it. And it just seems like the fish have just slid out into deeper water as the sun came up throughout the course of the morning. You know, we're only 10:30 in the morning. We got good marks again right in there, about 35 down. So that's what you want to look for on your graph. You're looking for the presence of bait fish, which we see a good smattering of bait fish in here, and looking for the random mark. You don't have to see a ton of marks. We're not seeing a lot of marks. and yet that was fish number 6, high quality fish already this morning. So find a good screen, find a known spot. This whole east side of, basically the east or west side of Boblo Island, the whole island structure can have fish on it. You really have to just choose based on weather circumstances. Today we got moderate winds, we control into it, we control with it. Doesn't really matter. We chose the east side, hoping for some bigger fish.
Can't go wrong with a white spoon sometimes.
Super Wonder Bread. Show that spoon off. That little crazy.
Just when you get it. They are so strong. Come on there, dude. Trying to be nice to them, or release them.
So that Super Wonder Bread is...
yeah, it's got a UV tape on it. Low diver, had it set about 75 foot back, it'd be about 40 feet down.
Beautiful. And another releaser.
Another releaser.
Oh, straight down.
Right to
Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Offshore Tackle Products, Flo-Fast, world's leading portable fluid transfer system, Drotto, catch and release boat system.
Make loading and unloading your boat easy with the Drotto Catch and Release Automatic Boat Latch. Load with ease, simply drive on the trailer and the Drotto will automatically latch to your bow eye. A hard plastic liner protects your boat. For launching, back your boat in, pull the release lever and away you go. For roller or bunk trailers, the Drotto is quick and easy to install and works with most V-hull boats. Spend less time at the landing and more time fishing. The Drotto Catch and Release Automatic Boat Latch, online at DrottoProducts.com.
Oh yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. Okay. So guys, look at what we did here. So you see my target depth here. Well, my target wasn't 96, my target had been 45. We went out into some deep water and marked some fish, and so all I did was drop down the ball right down towards them. That's the beautiful thing. Show that one off, Stevie. That's the beautiful thing. You can just drop the ball down, right, Steve? Right to them immediately, and you can still potentially catch those fish.
Oh yeah, if you're marking them, you just want to be just above them. Never want to be below them. They'll always swim up and grab that bait, but you never want to be below them. So 5 to 10 foot above that, wherever you're marking them, is probably ideal depth to be targeting these fish.
Yep, we were 110. I made it to 96. Boom, he hit. Nice fish there. Pineapple. So, wow, can you guys see these little bugs? Hopefully you can see the bajillions of bugs we're putting up with. One of the things, if I'll try to do this without choking on one of the things to remember is when you get these bug hatches, they might drive you crazy, but what happens is anywhere there's a bug hatch, isn't it right, Steve? Those fish are close by. Yeah, close by.
Up in Presqu'île, I see it almost every year. The first couple weeks of June, we have these midges that are about 4 times the size of these midges that we're seeing right now. And the bellies of these lake trout, like the one I'm holding, will be packed right full of those midges. And it looks like a black cigar actually, because they're just full of those bugs. Once they fill up on those bugs, then they start hitting the spoons, it seems like. But until then, they're right on the surface slurping those little midges up. So
it's good, it draws fish in. It might drive you crazy, but it draws fish in. So hey, today we really did well on a few different colors. The first color that I think was probably the hottest, a tie between orange sickle on gold and the Goldilocks, which I referred to as a double orange crush. It's actually Goldilocks if you're looking for the color to order it. These are all Dreamweaver Super Slims. Other productive colors for us today was mixed veggies, of course, and spotted leopard. Spotted leopard is a great color up in northern Lake Huron. Steve uses it quite often. Now, these lures work really good from 2.3 to 3 miles an hour. They're slim profile lures. They match smelt that are really native to this area, along with gobies. It's very rare to see a goby longer than this size of this lure. So really a great lure choice for up here in northern Lake Huron. And that's going to be, you know, Sheboygan, Mackinac City, or like today in St Ignace. Again, Super Slims. If you're looking for sets, of course, we talked about this, is you're going to want to have sets in your boat from 75 all the way out to 225 of coppers. Those seem to be the best. If you had two 75s, two 125s, two 200s, and two 225s or 250s. You could even have 4 125s. 125 seems to be a benchmark depth that works really well up in this area, 30 feet down. So obviously then a nice group of offshore trolling boards, just the standard walleye board pulls these shorter colors of lead and copper really well. So get up here, have a great time, bring your Super Slims with you, and enjoy northern Lake Huron.
Nice chunky fat one.
Hey, thanks for joining us today for St Ignace. If you're looking for something fun to do early before the season starts, get a hold of a local charter here in St Ignace, or get a hold of my buddy Steve Hubert. Meet him up here. Have a great day on the water catching tons of these great Lake Huron gold. I call them natural lake trout. We'll see you next week on Fisherman's Digest.
Closed captioning is brought to you by WavePro. Best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.